Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Jane Cebrynski is back, and today we're talking about single tasking versus multitasking. So, Jane, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. All right. Well, first, give me a 10 moment.
10 moment. Well, giving myself enough breathing room to get some things done that have been, just hanging out there that have been causing extra stress and anxiety in my life. That has been really nice. So this has been my catch-up week. So I'm actually very eager to hear a little bit more about your tips for single tasking versus multitasking.
Thank you. I'm really excited to talk about this because it's something that it's a skill I have really got to work on and practice. And it has showed up a lot with my clients and in some conversations and workouts this week. And something I've been really mindful of too. So I thought, you know what, this is a great time for us to have this conversation. Also, with kids going back to school, I think this is a great skill that parents can be modeling and also teaching their kids. And the truth is we consider ourselves, I think, pretty talented and pretty cool when we feel like we're multitasking. And, we obviously live in a very invasive technological world with lots of things coming at us all the time. But the truth is, it's quite a bit of a head fake. And, science shows us that our brain really can only focus, while we can take in a lot of information at one time, we're really only able to focus and process on one thing at a time. So even if you're like cooking dinner and you're watching the news at the same time, your brain is constantly switching. It's either focusing on the boiling water or it's listening to what's happening on the news. And so I really wanted to, single tasking is the new cool word, and it's been around for a while. And people who really practice this have demonstrated that it really, really improves productivity. And that's another thing that science has shown us and studies have shown us, that productivity actually goes down about 60% when we're multitasking. Sounds like an oxymoron in a way.
Well, you've certainly helped to bring awareness around this, and perhaps this will help us with being a little bit more mindful when we're approaching different projects. So, Jane, what would be your challenge of the week?
Well, so first and foremost, just acknowledge that, the new thinking I want to introduce is that single tasking actually helps you to be more productive, which helps with both energy and time management. It helps you to produce higher quality work. So, I train people, high achievers, who want to just get better at their craft, get better at their skill, get better at living their life. And so producing quality work is, one of those ways of getting better and improving your life. And so first, just introducing that new thinking. And then I know that there's a part of the audience that's like, no, I have ADD. There's no way I can focus. There's no way I can give my attention. And I agree. I have the same challenges. So you want to just start with small, what I call little micro bursts of focus time. So maybe you only start with 5 or 10 minutes. You choose a handful of tasks that are really important for the day. And then you just choose the first one to start on. And maybe you start with 5 to 10 minutes. If you've been practicing this for a while and you're pretty good at it, then maybe you go to 10 to 15, maybe you go to 30. But the key is you put all of your intention and you immerse yourself into doing this task. Now, it could be, working on a presentation, and you want to focus first on kind of the micro skill. So what I mean by that is, for example, in sports, like you wouldn't work on the total golf swing, since I'm into golf now. You would work on one part of the golf swing. So maybe you're not working on the whole presentation, you're just working on your opening paragraph, making sure your objectives are clear. So you just start small with a relatively simple task, and then clear yourself of all distractions. So close those apps. I know, scary thought. Close the windows, remove the phone. And then also I have found great success in setting a timer. And so set the timer, and, preferably not on your phone, but if you put it on your phone, then put your phone elsewhere, and then clear your desk of everything else that could distract you. Thoughts so far?
No, I think this is fantastic, because I think, especially for me, I'm just, you hear the emails or the text messages going off, and everything that you receive is a fire drill. So it's so hard to figure out, okay, what do I address first? So the idea of just focusing on one and setting that timer, I think, is a great winning strategy.
Well, and so then here's the thing. So you set the timer, you do the task, and then you notice what shows up for you. So notice the urge, because I think this is really common, and especially because of the way our bodies are trained now to respond to everything, that urge, right? So recognize the urge to respond, recognize the urge to switch to another task, or when your mind starts to get distracted. So, I coach in this a lot. We've talked a lot about the science around, how much time our brains actually have the ability to focus anyway. And for everybody, it varies. So when you know that you're in that zone, you kind of find your sweet spot. Then when that timer goes off, give yourself a little reward. Take a joy break. Offer some gratitude to yourself for having done the job. And then you want to transition. So you want that to be a transition. And then you come back, and then maybe you start a new task, or you come back to the same one that you were working on. So just acknowledge the urges that you're going to have to want to switch, or notice the feelings that show up. It's just discomfort, that uncertainty. And, I take a deep breath, and then I remind myself it's going to be okay. And then I just stay focused and in the zone. And of course, I was late to our call because I got in the zone. I was super focused.
All good. Well, hey, Jane, really appreciate you taking the time to share a little bit more insight and some winning strategies that surround single tasking versus multitasking.
Go out there and get it done one thing at a time.